Well, let's speak now to John McCann in London. He's the editor of TechRadar, one of the UK's biggest technology websites. So, John, good to speak to you today on TRT World. So, was there any way that Samsung could have got out ahead of this particular incident, or was it just a case that once these phones hit the market, the work was being done by consumers and they were having to find out that they were catching fire?
Yeah, it looks like Samsung wasn't aware of the initial issues with the first sort of batch of Note 7 handsets that came out. It took, I think, everyone by surprise just how many did explode, and it did actually act very quickly to start recalling them, but unfortunately the replacements it then sent out still weren't quite fixing the issue, and then that sort of just tumbled into a much bigger issue for the company.
And John, in sort of as simple detail as you can, it's the battery, isn't it? That's the problem with this particular phone. And from what I understand, it's because the battery is not replaceable as with old handsets. That's why there's such an issue with this particular device.
Yeah, it's sealed inside a metal and glass body, so you can't actually get to it and replace it if the battery itself is faulty, and there's a lot of components in there all getting very hot together, so it is a bit of an engineering nightmare for any phone manufacturer to fit all those components in, and with no fans that like you get in your computer which keep everything cool, mobile phones don't have that, so it is an engineering feat, every phone that comes out, that manages to work really well. So, and just unfortunately Samsung haven't quite got the matrix right this time.
And what kind of batteries are these? If you remember a few years ago, there was the lithium-ion batteries in certain laptops that were causing overheating and catching fire. What have Samsung done on this latest device that's brought the technology forward but obviously given them a lot of problems?
It's not entirely clear yet. Samsung is obviously still keeping some of the cards close to its chest in terms of what is actually going on. We know it is a lithium-ion battery cell which is causing the issues, but the exact problem is currently unknown to us, but we're sure Samsung is well aware of the exact fault.
And John, how much are these phones tested? I mean, like with a car, it goes through many like crash tests, stress tests of all sorts of devices. How much does Samsung test these devices, run them sort of into the ground to make sure that they're not going to do this sort of thing?
Every smartphone is tested hugely. I've been to testing facilities where they're thrown, they're sat on, they're tumbled, they're bent, they're stretched, they're everything. They go through absolute rigorous tests. They go extreme heat, extreme cold. So they would have been put through all the tests, but sometimes there's no better test than real life usage, and you don't get that until you get that phone out into the hands of many, many consumers.
And what are the tech world saying then? Do they think these are like, was this a faulty batch, or did Samsung just get the tech completely wrong?
It looks like there's some sort of underlying issue at sort of an engineering production level, perhaps, and it's something that we're still waiting to find out more information on, but it has led Samsung to cease production of the phone altogether now. So there is obviously something going wrong here.
Absolutely, that's quite unprecedented, isn't it? And just wider then, in terms of Samsung as a company, obviously this has happened to Apple, the biggest company in the world. Their share would have tumbled. Samsung's shares have tumbled. Companies do recover from this sort of thing. Sony recovered from the hack. Samsung will recover, won't it, from this?
Absolutely. Samsung's a huge company and it's got many different streams. It's not just in mobile. It makes a huge range of electronics, and it's still got a very good brand. While it has certainly taken a beating over the past few weeks, I mean, Galaxy Note7 is trending on Twitter at the moment because of the issues. It will dampen sales and it's going to lose some money in expected revenue, but it will recover. But it may take just a little bit longer for consumers to retrust the brand when it comes to mobile devices.
Absolutely. There's that trust that they need to get back. John McCann from TechRadar in London, thank you so much.